Hello everyone, this is Ashwin again. How are you all doing? So in this video tutorial we are going to have a look at Spider IDE, its installation process and how to use it. Okay, so let us get started with Spider IDE. So let's get started with installation first. So this is the link from which you can install the Spider IDE to your Windows PC. So let's go and visit this link and let's see what is there on this URL. Okay, as you can see, the easiest way to install Spider IDE for Python is you can either use Anaconda, okay, Anaconda distribution of Python, or WinPython distribution, or Python X, Y. So once we install any one of these Python distributions, we can directly start using Spider IDE. So the hard way to do the same is, suppose if you are using a Linux system and you do not have Python from any one of these distributions, like you neither have Anaconda, WinPython, nor Python X, Y, then you can just have like plain Python installed from python.org, and then you can install PyQt5 or PyQt4, and then you can use the pip utility in Python to install the Spider IDE. Okay, so this is one of the ways on Linux to install the Spider IDE. So I have already got an Anaconda distribution of Python on my system. So if you want to have a look at that, so if I just type cmd and if I type Python version, okay, it returns a string Python 3.6.1 Anaconda 4.4.0 64-bit. So it means that the Python interpreter that my command line or my system Windows environment is using belongs to the Anaconda distribution. So that's why when I installed Anaconda, I already got Spider installed in my Windows PC. So I just need to go to the search bar and just type Spider. Okay, and the spelling is SPYDER. So you will find this icon. Okay, just click it and it will start the Spider IDE. This is the flash screen of Spider IDE app, Windows app. Okay, so this is how the Spider IDE looks like. It seems that it is actually checking on the updates. You can disable the updates, just like uncheck this box, check for the updates on startup, click OK. So this is how a Spider IDE window looks like. So let's start exploring the Spider IDE window. So this is the default configuration of the Spider IDE. So now on the left hand side, as you can see, this is the place where we can edit the code. In order to increase the font size, suppose if you are not actually comfortable with this font size, you can increase the size of font. You just need to go to edit, not edit, let's see where we can change the font size. Okay, you need to go to the tools from the menu bar, click preferences. Once you click preferences, just change the size of font from 10 to 15. Okay, click apply, click OK, and this is how a Spider IDE window will look like after increasing the size of font. Okay, so on this side we have the window to edit the code. So this is nothing but the code editor. These are like the command line or the shell of Pythons. Okay, so there are various shells available for Python, as you might know already. Let me increase the size of shell. Okay, so the first console is IPython console, and the other shell or other console is Python console. So I can just here type print Python 3 is great. Okay, and the same thing can be done in IPython console. It is going to print the output, and if you go to this tab which reads history log, you will be able to find whatever maybe the commands or statements or the files that we ran historically. You can actually find all that history here. Okay, so before actually I began with this tutorial, I ran a couple of commands to see whether everything is actually working according to my requirements or not. That's why you are able to see all these commands. Okay, and so these are like various parts of the IDE. So this button belongs to this button means actually the green arrow, okay, or the green triangle. It means the run. It means run file. Okay, so the shortcut for is the keyboard F5. If you do F5, okay, you will be able to see the output. Okay, now we can actually strip down this entire setting only to have the essential stuff. Okay, so you just go click the view button, okay, and unclick lock panes. So this will actually allow us to move the panes around in case it is needed. Okay, so see, we can actually move the panes around. Okay, and now go to the view again, and you can based on the options that you select here, only those windows will be available. Now as you can see, like we have two types of consoles here. One is Python consoles, Python console, and other is IPython console. Anyway, IPython console is the advanced version of the console that Python console that we are familiar with. So we can uncheck Python console, and you can see that Python console is gone from this entire block. Okay, and now let's see again what we can do. Again, go to view, go to panes, and just like uncheck all the other stuff that is not needed as of now. We will just strip down the IDE to only essential stuff. Help, view, panes, file explorer, view, pane, and history log. Okay, so now we have purely the code window as well as the we have the code window as well as we have the IPython console. So let us run this file temp.py, or let us create a new file, new file. Okay, it reads untitled 0.py. So let us write a simple program for Python. Let us define a main function, def main print hello world. And finally we will have the condition if name equal to main call the main function. Okay, so now this is the simple Python program. Let us save it at desktop with name untitled 0. I saved it. Now if I execute it, I'll be able to see the output of that program here. Okay, so now earlier only this part was available in the console window. Okay, now when I ran this file by clicking the green button, okay, the green triangle, it actually ran the file with this command run file c:users Ashwin desktop untitled 0.py and wdir c:users Ashwin and desktop, which is this parameter means actually this argument means the current working directory. Okay, so when I ran this command, when I ran this file, okay, by clicking this button, it actually executed this command on the console, and the output is this one, hello world. Okay, so if I do it again, if I run it again, I'll be able to see the output again. So this is how we can use the IPython console to see the output, and we can actually use the Spider IDE to create and run the Python code. You can directly run the command on Python console itself. If you just type import numpy and numpy. Numpy stands for numerical Python. Okay, I'm soon going to have tutorial on that also. So do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for all these educational videos. So when I say import numpy and press enter, it actually imports the numpy, okay, to the environment of the console. So you can either directly run the commands in the console, or you can run the files in the console. Okay, you can run the Python files in the console. So this is pretty much how the Python IDE works. There are so many other options, but so for hardcore programmers like you and me, all those options are not really necessary, because if you are going to use Python for scientific computing or numerical programming, I mean, if you are going to use the libraries like OpenCV, NumPy, or SciPy for learning the concepts in computer vision and data analysis and all, it is highly likely that you are just going to have a couple of files to work with. So in that case, all these extra fancy options like file explorer and all, they are not needed actually. Because if you actually belong to the old school or the old era like me, when we used to, and still I prefer actually working directly on the terminal. Okay, so we really do not need the other options like fancy file explorer or code highlighter and all. We can directly run all the stuff from the command line itself. But this IDE is actually marginally a bit better, because it actually helps us like highlighting the code and doing all the stuff beforehand. Okay, so try to explore more about this Spyder IDE. Thanks a lot for watching my video. If you have any comments or any suggestions, any queries, you can just let me know in the comment section down below. And the link that we have actually used to see the information about the installation of Spyder IDE could be found in the description. Thanks a lot for watching again, and do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot again. Bye.